Devotional, Tuesday, 9th of June. A young police officer was taking his final exam when he came to this question. It read, "You are on patrol in London when an explosion occurs in a gas main in a nearby street. On investigation, you find that a large hole has been blown in the footpath, and there is an overturned van lying nearby. Inside the van, there's a strong smell of alcohol. Both occupants, a man and a woman, are injured. You recognise the woman as the wife of your chief inspector, who is at present away on a conference in the USA. A passing motorist stops to offer you assistance, and you realise that he is a man who is wanted for a series of violent armed robberies. Just at that moment, a man runs from a nearby house shouting that his wife is expecting a baby and that the shock of the explosion has made the birth imminent. Another man is crying for help, having been thrown into an adjacent canal by the explosion, and he cannot swim. Bearing in mind the provisions of the Mental Health Act, describe in a few words what actions you would take." The young officer thought for a moment, picked up his pen and wrote these words, "I would take off my uniform and mingle with the crowd." I don't blame him. One of the themes of Paul's letter to the church in Philippi is the need to live distinctive lives in the world around us. And one of the verses which sums up Paul's argument is found in Philippians 1 and verse 27. "Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ." Now, Paul had much to be thankful to God for concerning this young church. They were pressing on in the faith. They had been faithful gospel partners with Paul. And yet there are also things that the Philippians need to work on, particularly in their relationships with others. Paul urged them in chapter 2 and verse 4 to look not only to their own interests, but also the interests of others. And the attitude they are to have to one another is the attitude of Jesus. That is total sacrificial servant-heartedness. Jesus gave up everything for us to bring us back to God, even the most humiliating death of all, death on a cross. And it's that same selfless servant attitude that is to characterize the Philippian church and ours. A distinctive life, one that stands out from the crowd and doesn't blend in.